Let's see. Next we have, what is this? Oh, another bass. Look at that. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the low harmonics with this mix. So it was really kind of tricky to make room for all these things. So this is one bass. Let me get the other one for you. Got the orchestra bass. On top of that, you have your kick. So this is why you're cutting frequencies. So you have a lot of stuff in the same kind of range. So you don't want them all competing with each other, you know. So I had to make that kick really punchy, and just boosting EQ wasn't enough. So what I had to resort to, I think I mentioned that earlier, was side chaining. And side chaining is basically throwing a compressor on an instrument you want to come down every time the kick hits. So, for instance, this bass, if I solo this bass, you'll kind of hear this. You hear what's, well, you can see what's coming down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, every time the kick hits is when this compressor is kicking in. So I bust the signal out. You know, I went to my buses and I chose a random bus, bus 18, doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as your input for your side chain is the same bus. So now it's being told, all right, work every time this kick happens. And from your send, from your kick, you just turn that up to the level you want. Also remember to put it in pre-fader. All right, so we got the kick happening. I have my release kind of fast, well, mid to fast. The attack's really fast. The ratio is 6-to-1, so I'm like kind of crunching in on that bass. But I not only threw that on the bass, I had to throw that on the strings and a few other instruments as well. My string stabs, that's what it was. My max bass was the final thing I wanted to show you guys, so I had more, you know, EQ. But max bass is really important in this one. Without it, it sounds really thin. This is by Waves with max bass. I know you feel and hear that one. Big difference. Or if you just want the max bass, you can send this on the aux track and use it as like an exciter almost. Let's continue. So before I get too sidetracked, we have this synth. A little bit of delay going on, some panning. I believe on the delay. Oh, no. Correction. I have mono mod going on. That's what it is. So I have my API, which is another EQ. It's a very good EQ. Boosting. I'm not really cutting anything on this. I'm just boosting highs. This guitar trick was really, really useful. I'll play the after. See if you guys can hear what's going on. Originally, this is one guitar. Alright. Okay. I took the original guitar. You take the track, you duplicate that track. Alright. In Audio Suite, you go to Stereo Shifter, Parametric. And you're going to switch this to Octave. It's not a preset, but I just made the preset. But you're basically moving this all the way to the bottom. All right. It's a very fast trick to thicken up an instrument. So took our original guitar. We ran this through a little distortion here. This is with it on. Off my Pro Tools will play this. There you go. Without it. With it. That's under harmonic. It's a PV, Revolver, MK3. Alright. Now after I run it through that PV, Revolver, run it through Mondo Mod. You can run it through any like chorus effect. I mean, choruses sound really good on guitars, as well as flanges and stuff. So I kind of got that chorusy effect going on here. And after I did that, of course added some EQ. I cut. Sorry if I just killed your ears, but that was a frequency that I was hearing when I was playing it. So once again, cutting stuff versus boosting, it's always good. Well, not always good, but it's pretty helpful. And lastly, I added another compressor to it. See, it's ducking. This is another one that had the ducking going on, or the side chaining is what they call it, but ducking is what's happening. Every time the kick hits, it's cutting on. Now for the low one, I added that short delay that kind of thickened it up. So without it, with it, a little difference. And another compressor on there. On to the vocals. I promise this is the last thing. Alright, I'll go through this pretty fast. So I have automation going on here with, I believe this is the delay panning going on.
People don't know us 'cause I'm back to the wall and I'm back to the same. I'm going out my brain 'cause it's back to the thoughts every day.
Some automation going on with the muting and the panning with the delays on here. Since he only had one track, I did the same thing I did to the guitar, doubled it and pitched it down. So you can hear that originally. There you go. Back to the wall and I'm back to the same. I'm going out my very subtle. Unless I told you, you probably wouldn't even know it's there, but it does add presence to your mix. Let's see, what did I do? I added a compressor to it. Once again, Focusrite. And I added, I believe, a de-esser. There we go. Yep. Just a little slightly making the S come down a little bit.
Feels like a knife in my chest every time I spit.
If you do it too much, then it almost makes it sound like you have a lisp. For the vocals, I have two different reverbs going on. I have a shorter delay and a longer delay. The short delay is kind of to thicken everything up a little bit more, add more presence to it, help it cut out in the mix, or cut through a mix, I should say. And it's all these little things put together that that make your mix. Let's see, lastly, I added some saturation there from my bass. I see, so I'm running it through this tube saturator. All right, it's very a little bit in the mid right there, a bunch of treble. So I'm cranking this up pretty good there, but I'm only sending a little bit of signal to it. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I apologize if I ran through this kind of fast. I'm probably gonna have to end up splitting this up just to fit in the time frame there, but yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll hit you up with the next tutorial. Thank you for the artists who lent me this session. Check out more videos from myself and subscribe, and I'll talk to you people later. All right.